Have you ever looked at people who read book and wondered, यार इनसे कैसे इतनी बुक्स पढ़ी जाती है, इनको कैसे इंटरेस्ट आता है? I always used to think this. Even when I was in school, we used to have book fair almost every year, and I used to see that student used to purchase books and used to read those books during their break time or play time. And looking at them and looking at those colorful books, I also wish to have one. I always asked my mother to get me one book. She said, पहले अपनी school book तो पढ़ लो. She wasn't wrong because I never wanted a book just because I wanted to read it. I wanted it to have fun. Back then, I had zero interest in reading. Fortunately, even I got a book of 50 rupees. Looking at its cover, कि ये तो mysterious book लग रही है, ghost story type लग रही है, so it will be interesting. I started reading. Just after reading one page, I lost interest, and even I wasn't able to understand it. For a long time, I forced myself to start reading by convincing myself that reading is a good habit. Successful people read, but none of them worked for me. Because even after knowing that reading is a good habit, it never made me want to read. And then one day, during my first year of college, something changed. I found my reason. I found my why. You see, one thing always used to fascinate me. I always wanted to travel to different cities, different countries, meet different people, learn about their culture, learn how they experience life, and learn from their experience. But travel needs time, money, and resource. And that wasn't possible at that stage of my life because I didn't have any of those things. One day, a thought came to my mind that what if I traveled without traveling? What if I explored world sitting at home? And that's when I started looking books differently. And I started realizing that each book is a new journey. A book can take you to places which you have never seen. It can introduce you to people you will never meet. It itself is a new experience, a new emotion, a new way of thinking. It tells you about writer's mind. It tells you how people solve their problem. And suddenly, reading wasn't about just building good habit anymore. It was a way for me to explore, way for me to travel around the world. And honestly, today also there are days where I don't feel like reading. There are days where I leave book in a midway. Now I have a strong reason to tell why I started reading. And somehow it always helped me to pick up a new book again. So that's why I believe that finding a why is more important than forcing yourself to read. And that was my reason to start reading a book. Now, I would love to hear from you. Why did you start reading? What was your first book that started your reading journey? How did you pick it up? How it shaped your life? Drop down your story in the comment box. I would genuinely want to read every single one. In fact, I'm starting with a series where I will try to read and explore books that you will recommend, especially those first books that changed your life. So drop down your first book and your story in the comment box. Let's discover a great book together. Let's learn from each other's stories. Let's grow together, each book at a time. So if you like this video, follow for more such content, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.